All right, let's get started. Today, we're setting off on a bit of an adventure. But this one isn't about climbing mountains. It's about finally navigating the world of your own money. So, does this feel familiar? That feeling of being stressed, confused, or just kind of lost when you think about your finances? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. It can feel like you're just wandering around in a fog with no real path forward.
But what if we just reframed it? What if, instead of a chore, personal finance was an exciting journey? Because like any great explorer, the very first thing you're going to need is a map. So let's start drawing yours. Okay, first stop, creating that map. Because you can't possibly figure out where you're going until you know exactly, and I mean exactly, where you're starting from.
So what even is a financial map? It's simple, really. It's just a clear picture of your financial world. It shows all the money flowing in and all the little paths it takes flowing out. No judgment here, okay? This is just about getting the facts down. Now, this is where it gets really eye-opening. When you map your terrain, you have your known landmarks, right? The big, obvious stuff, your salary, your rent, you know the drill. But then you have the hidden swamps. These are the sneaky things, those forgotten subscriptions, the little impulse buys that just quietly drain your money without you even realizing it. And making your map, it's way easier than you think, seriously. Just for 1 month, track everything. Every bit of money coming in, every single dollar going out. Then you start grouping it all into categories. Trust me, this one simple exercise is going to show you patterns and leaks you had no idea were even there. So, once you have your map, you understand the terrain, but a map doesn't tell you which direction to head in, does it? For that, you need a compass. And that compass, it's your financial goals. I love this quote because it just nails it. Your goals give you a direction. They're your North Star, always there on the horizon, pulling you forward and keeping you on track, especially when things get a little tricky. They give it a purpose to all your decisions. Now, your goals can be broken down into 2 types. Think of your short-term goals as nearby hills, things you can climb pretty quickly, like saving up for a weekend away. Your long-term goals, though, those are the distant mountain peaks, like buying a home or, retirement. You need both to have a really successful journey. So how do you stay on track toward those goals? Well, here's a fantastic little tool, the 50-30-20 rule. Think of it as a really simple, reliable compass for your money. 50% goes to your needs, 30% to your wants, and a solid 20% goes to savings and paying down debt. It's all about balance. All right, you've got your map, you've got your compass. Now it's time to actually start walking. This is where we begin the active part of the journey, building and, more importantly, following your budget. And this is absolutely crucial to understand. A budget is not a cage. It's your route. It is the path you draw on your own map that connects your starting point to your destination. Of course, no journey is a perfectly straight line. You're going to run into storms, an unexpected bill, a car repair out of nowhere, or just that really powerful temptation to splurge. It happens. It happens to all of us. And that is where your emergency fund comes in. It is your bridge over that stormy river. You'd be amazed, but even a small fund, just $500, can be the difference between a little hiccup and a huge crisis that throws your whole journey off course. The best explorers are constantly checking their position, and you should too. At the end of every month, just pull out your map and ask yourself this one question. Is my spending aligned with my plan? That quick check-in lets you make tiny course corrections along the way. All right, let's bring this all home. This last section gets to the heart of why any of this actually matters. We're going to bust the biggest myth about budgeting and talk about the real reward. Let's just say this loud and clear. The whole idea that a budget is about saying no to yourself all the time, it's just wrong. It's not about what you can't do. It's about what you can do. So what does it give you? First, control. For maybe the first time, you are in the driver's seat. You know exactly where your money is going because you are the one telling it where to go. No more wondering where it all vanished at the end of the month. And that control, it leads directly to confidence. When you know you have a plan, you can make decisions without all that stress and guilt. You can spend on the things you love because you know the important stuff is already taken care of. And this is the ultimate prize. Freedom. The freedom to point your life's most valuable resources, your time and your money, at the things that truly, deeply matter to you. That's the real power here. So, your journey starts right now. With this one step, it's time to open up your map. What's the very first landmark you're going to chart? Or the first destination you're going to point that compass toward? Thanks for joining me for this one.